everyone, and welcome to the APAT show. It is Sunday night at 10 p.m. We are ready to go again. Leigh, are we streaming? Have you been able to find the stream?
Yeah, we're streaming. We're all good. We're all good.
I can't find it on my page.
We're all good, birthday boy. Just keep calm. Not a problem at all. We've got this all under control. Don't you worry about it.
I can't even pretend that I've had a couple of bottles of something because I haven't. But listen, talking about a couple of bottles of something, let's bring in our guest.
Do I even need to say anything?
Wow.
It's almost like a well-practiced routine now, is it not?
Good
Stuart
evening,
Ward.
Mr. Ward. Stu, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, everybody. Hi. Happy birthday, Des.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, gents. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who wished me well through the day on the Facebook. Much appreciated. It was a quiet one, I have to say. How about you guys? Did you have a good Sunday? We're in the middle of a long weekend. We like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a long weekend for everyone who's not a chef. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, no.
Yeah, second night. I was like, oh, there's like 17 bank holidays this month. That's nice. Yeah, I'll be working them all, but you know.
Well, listen, the only consolation you can take, Stu, is that you're making long weekends for people, right? Because people will be out doing stuff that they don't normally do, including taking advantage of nice eateries on a Sunday and a Saturday. And are you working tomorrow as well?
Oh yeah. But tomorrow I'm in like Monday. I'm actually doing a Monday to Friday.
Oh, okay, that
We've got
sounds
next weekend.
sounds
How
conventional.
novel. Yeah.
Can you
It
do
is
that 9 to 5, or is that not possible?
No. So tomorrow I'm doing like 9:30 until in the morning till about 11 at night.
Oh, that's a long day.
That's all good. That's all
Which
good.
is generally why people in hospitality hate everyone, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
look,
fair
you've got to respect the people in hospitality. And Leigh, listen, talking about hate, what are we watching tonight? What bad cards are the guys going to be complaining about? Not an APAT tourney, of course. It's a Sunday night, right? But
no, well, I was hoping we might get a couple of APATs on running deep in something. That's probably not going to be the case. I'm still in the $54 WSOP Road to Vegas with 15 bigs and a dream, but we're watching at the moment. I've got up the big satellite from the night, which has got $12,000 WSOP packages guaranteed. There are 27 players left in this, and there's one Kenny Hallett.
nice.
On this table. I think the only Brit remaining, possibly. Oh, he's certainly down with us as a.
Kenny's from Belgium, Leigh.
Yeah, well, I
don't call him a Brit. You can't have him.
But no. My point is he's the only one with a Brit flag in the lobby. Yeah,
So he's based in London for tax reasons.
Yeah. We know. Yeah, we're going to take this one. All right, we'll just run with it.
We'll run with it.
We're gonna rail Kenny for a bit. And this, if anything happens in the $54 one that I'm in, I'll give you a shout. But as I say, I've got 15 bigs, and it's not looking great, to be honest. But Des, they up the guaranteed packages on that $54 one tonight.
How many have we got?
So 5 packages. It
Bloody
used to be
hell.
2. They used to do 2 of them, and they were 2 packages in each. And they've now lumped it all together. And it's 5 packages up for grabs in that.
So
And it's only just overlaid. It's overlaid by about $2,000 in the end.
negligible. It's
It's-
obviously
and
attracting people.
actually, the main SAT has only overlaid by about $4,000 of the 144,000 guaranteed. So fair play. Both of those have been pretty much. But obviously, it's kind of a big, a big weekend for online poker, because obviously we've got the World Festival that's been running now for just over a week on GG. Scoops just started on Stars. So yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. So, and people are probably starting to think about, well, yeah, if I want to get a Vegas package sorted, if I want a main event seat, GG is the only way you can qualify for that online. So,
Get it done, guys.
Going to be looking at that.
The whole thing starts at the end of this month. I can't believe it. I mean, we are in the 7th of May, a date that is somewhat familiar to me, I have to say. At the end of the month, the World Series of Poker starts. It'll be the casino employees event before we know it. So if you want to do the whole sort of dream ticket entry, take a shot, right? Take a shot this month. See if you can get yourself over there for June or July for the main event. Lots of APATchers going over to Vegas. Be part of the group. Now, Leigh, this will disappoint the guys out there, of which there are many watching us, I know. But we seem to have some sort of software issue in relation to chat tonight, so I can't put it up on screen. But I can do it the old-fashioned way. Do you remember the old-fashioned way we used to read it off the screen, right?
There's nothing wrong with that. That works.
We can still do that. So first out there is Bannon. He says, "What did I miss?" Well, you haven't missed anything yet. Nothing yet. But Leigh's going to win a World Series of Poker seat tonight. So
I'm not
because I thought you were in that.
Because Ace Jack isn't as good as Jack 8, it would appear.
Have you just been outdrawn?
So I won't be winning anything.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, that's my first bock of the evening. Came in nice and early, freed up a little bit of Leigh's time. You're welcome.
If you could send me the $54, Des, that would be great.
Just put that on my tab, Leigh. Put that on my tab. Joe is out there. Evening, chaps. Evening to you, Ms. Chillmaid. Mr. Lawler's out there. Evening. Bit early. We were a bit early. We found ourselves at about 5 or 6 minutes to go. Stu mentioned something about an arm sticking out of his cupboard in the background there, and we thought, let's just go live. This is a bit awkward. Let's just go live.
Shove them back in there.
We just got a shoe on it and shoved it back in. So a little bit early, but we're not finishing early, right? We're going to give that extra 5 minutes back, Leigh, because that's what we do, right? We give that 5 minutes. Ace is out there. Evening all and good night. Up at 5:30. Bless Ace. He comes in. He's always bright with the first half of his first statement, and then it's a bit negative with the second half.
If he has already gone, it's a shame because I've got some non-Acer football triv for tonight.
Okay,
that's a little bit Des Duffy orientated in its efforts. So
I'll tell you what, if he's got some pictures or you've got some pictures of me playing as a brawny 12-year-old right back for the mighty Westport United, I'm all ears and eyes even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not that related. No, probably not. But anyway,
was the cameras back in them days, or?
Oh, absolutely. No, everything was in black and white, obviously, clearly. Or at least it feels that way. But before we go anywhere near there, Triplin's out there and says, good evening. Now, Triplin was on a deep run, right? Down in Aspers.
Yeah, he was. He was down at Aspers for the Springfest.
How's he got on? Have you heard?
Last year he played that comp and finished 13th.
Yeah.
This year he's played that comp and finished 13th.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a decent run. $2.5 grand he picked up for that.
Brilliant. Very, very happy to see Triplin pick up some cash.
So very well done for him. Obviously, was looking for the big money up top, but I think 20 something odd came back for the final day, so got through sort of half the field there.
Yeah.
But I didn't see much on the updates about you, Trish. So I'm guessing you pretty much kind of had your head down and was laddering up a little bit, because I think they had about 1,200 already locked up going into the final day. So he's doubled that money, but it could just well be he was kind of card dead, didn't get a huge amount going on really. So
you hit a point 2-3 tables out where just you need to get a little bit of content to be able to get through.
At that point in a tournament, what you need to run Ace King into Ace King, and
you need a bit of luck, right?
Flush or something like that. It's probably
imagine
would help. Yeah,
imagine.
Yeah.
So
I've got over it, Stu. We're okay. I've got it.
So the Oracle said a glorious day of football today, and it was indeed a glorious day of football. Christian Briggs Bannon says the game of Feet Sphere. We haven't had anybody call football Feet Sphere for probably quite some time, I would imagine, but I'm glad to call it something different. We can sort of sneak some more football content in if we call it something different. And Simon goes on to talk about Notts County. I want to talk about Notts County. I want to talk. Can I take the first? Did you see?
Did you see? You know what happened today? Did you see the game?
So I wanted to talk about that. Yeah. So 37 points clear of Boreham Wood. Is that who they played today? I think it might have been.
Yeah.
In the conference, unfortunately, 2 teams don't go up. Wrexham have nabbed first. They've got to go through the playoffs. Today, they found themselves at home to Boreham Wood, 37 points better than them during the league campaign, over 46 games. They were 2-0 down at halftime. Holy sweet Jesus, at home. Can you imagine, Leigh? Can you imagine a goal in the 96th minute, I believe, got them back to 2-2. And a goal in the 120th odd minute.
120th last minute of extra
helped
time,
them to avoid a penalty shootout lottery. That is cutting it pretty fine if you're the Notts County owner and manager and fans, I guess.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone would begrudge Notts County taking the second spot going up with the season that they've had. Yeah. Obviously well Wrexham been, and of course, and where have Wrexham been this week?
Oh, they've been in Vegas, haven't they?
They have been in Las Vegas. They certainly have. Yes, enjoying a well-deserved close season break.
Apparently, the manager didn't get the invite.
Oh, really?
He didn't get the invite. Probably just as well. I mean, you can't go to Vegas with your boss, can you?
No, probably best not to. Yeah,
so we didn't get the invite.
Yeah, that does make a lot. That's why Tom and I are going to Vegas in the summer, Des, and you're not. Yeah.
Well, I'm clearly not the boss, Leigh. So I think I can get a ticket there. I don't mind which of you guys has to stay home, but I think I should come this time.
Well, the amusing news is. So I booked a little while ago now and was talking to Tom about it in Blackpool, and he was umming and ahhing, and then he sent me a message during the week. So I've booked up. So I'm going on to this date, and I went, well, who are you flying with? And he said, Virgil. I said, were you on this flight? He said, yes. Oh, you're on my flight then, Tom. So
best endeavours to stay apart. Screwed again.
Well, I'm pretty certain we're actually kind of sitting with one seat in between us.
Fantastic.
You got upgraded flights, or
are they what? Sorry,
you got like the upgraded flights to Vegas, and
he's in the good. Yeah, Tom's in the good. Well, Tom only flies in the good seats. He's
right
up near the front. Tom doesn't turn right on a plane. No, it's left. It's always left.
It's absolutely. Normally he's flying. That's.
It's not pub poker. It's just roaring. It's what you would explain. Describe the. It's just roaring. A roaring trade.
There's nowhere to go. So this satellite is down to 20 players now. So they started with 125. Interestingly, actually, I know people kind of assume, people with deep pockets will just fire in this and actually 111 uniques, only 14 re-entries out of the 125. Wow. So actually it's not people firing, $1,000 to try and win a package. Very much this is people that have qualified through or having one shot at it on the night. So
did I see our own Carey was in this area?
Carey got through to the $140 one, which is the 530 one. So the one before this.
Wow. So this is a 54. She got through to the one.
She spun up $2 to 15 to 140.
Wow.
And then missed out there, didn't run very well after that. Yeah,
but great effort. It just shows you guys it is doable. It is doable. Keep cracking on.
Well, I mean, so I've just to say Kenny Hallett's still going. Actually, I mean, it's getting quite flat here because Kenny's actually second in chips. It's got 18 bigs.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, this is it'll be quite interesting to watch this play out. So obviously, we don't know a lot of the players on here, but we'll keep an eye on this and see how it does play. But let's say lots of good value in the comps today. Again, and loads of packages up for grabs, and there's so much going on GG at the moment with the World Festival as well. Just I must admit, I'm still trying to get my head around it a little bit because there literally is that much to play on there. It's quite tricky to work out what's going on. They've got a big thing next Sunday, a big global millions next Sunday, which just looks absolutely huge. So well worth keeping an eye out on all of that. That's for sure.
Leigh, we had our first week, our teething problem week, I think we might call it, for APAT's own events on GG over the last 7 days or so. Which I think all ran off reasonably well. Definitely a couple of issues that will be corrected going forward. But can you update us on the plan? Are we going to see a leaderboard next week? Or are we holding that for another?
No,
week?
We'll hold off on the leaderboard because we still want to make sure we just get a couple of these little things sorted. We're having the biggest one of those is just getting this open to everybody, which is proving a little bit more of a tricky one than we first thought. The UK event satellites and buy-ins are all open to everybody, so everyone can get into those. Trying to get the weekly schedule moved across is a little bit tricky. Obviously, GG just as we launched that, GG launched the World Festival with all of those tournaments I've just talked about. So they have got kind of quite a lot going on at the moment. So we're looking to get these few little bits resolved. And once we've got that done, then we're going to get a new weekly leaderboard up and running for the Monday to Friday comps. So just in answer to Simon's messaging, click on the names. You can see winnings if you're railing. Yeah, you can. I've just
what does that mean, Leigh?
Well, so if I bring up
Kenny, right?
So that's Kenny. So
wow.
you get his actual total winnings on GG. And you can drop that down and see all the cash and everything else. No, that's just pure winnings.
Wow, that's impressive.
But so you can click that on any of the players on the table and look at those. So he's got 780,000 worth of winnings.
Yeah, just do the same for Joseph Cheong. I do recall a pro that had some deep runs in Vegas.
5.4 million.
Could well be, right?
I'm gonna assume that is yeah. And
I
interestingly, with GG, so everybody obviously you've got a screen alias where you're playing, but actually you've got these verified nicknames up here with effective real names, and for a number of players, GG will insist upon them using their real name.
So that makes
they're forced into doing that, and then they get the little, which I think the blue tick is now a universal thing. If you're a genuine person, isn't it? I think it's supposedly because it used to be what Twitter was before you could buy one.
But now for $8, you become a genuine person.
You can do that. So you tend to find if you've got, I would imagine Robert's the same. Let's have a look at Robert. 2.4 million.
Oh, that's good. That's really helpful.
There we go. So again, you've got to verify. So again, you tend to find if they've got a real name on there, they've got some decent winnings, and they're of a level where
fantastic.
Where that's required. So, but there is plenty that aren't that. That's the interesting thing. I mean, we've got who's the so Joseph is the chip leader. Johan Ibanez is there. Robert Howard. Actually, the top four are all real name players. But there are others which aren't as such. It'd be interesting to see. Let's try somebody like that, for example. It's got 15,000 winnings in total, so is potentially about to win a $12,000 Vegas package, and has got 15,000 of tournament winnings. So yeah, it's great if somebody can get there who hasn't got maybe many winnings.
That's the dream, isn't it? Just to be a spin your way into one of them and get to go and play the main event for 10,000 and have a hotel in $1,000 spending money.
Assuming we're talking about the same Joseph Cheong, which I assume we are, given everything that you've just said. The 2010 World Series of Poker main event, Joseph Cheong finished third for $4.1 million. He also won an Asian Poker Tour event in Manila for $1.3 million. He won a $1,000 No Limit Hold'em double stack event at the World Series of Poker in 2019 for $687K. Yeah, this guy's got...
and interestingly, Simon says in the chat, and he dusted his stack off with ace-9 on that final table, apparently.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
You still have to respect the journey to get there.
Aces versus Jack-9 on the other table.
So we down to 2 tables now, Leigh?
We're down to 2 tables. We're down to 16 players now. We just insert credits just busting
That's
there.
A huge pot as well at this point in time.
For Jack-9, I mean, what the hell?
So we're down to 16 and 12 get packages. So
and Cash Out has 99 big blinds. So what is he going to sit out? Or, I mean, what does he do here?
Oh, hang on, it's a different tournament.
Oh, is that a different tournament open? Actually, hang on, maybe I've got the wrong table up on the one. Hang on, let me bring the other table up.
Yeah, that's the $55.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Yeah, let me bring the other table up.
You want to say how on earth have you got 90 odd big blinds?
I was going to say, yeah.
Everyone else is on
where everybody else was.
Which one is it? That one. There we go. Let's try that instead. And we have got an all-in, which is King the Lion.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out then with 2 tables left.
I think your Busto's probably got to fold from 13 bigs.
I mean,
I think so. Yeah,
these are seriously short, aren't they? I mean,
when you've got an 8 big 2.5, 5.2, 6.5, 6.8, 5.9 big, you sat out pretty much the whole way through.
Yeah, as I said last week, when Beanie UK, Chris was playing the one before this, so and he was down to like, you know, a couple of bigs. Most of them, the average stack was like 3 bigs, or they were all hanging on for a seat. This is going to get that way. Average stack on this now is 7.8 bigs. So it's going to be a case of kind of shoving and waiting to see. You've got a shove now from Macarin into Robert Hay, who gets out of the way.
That's a nice shove into the stacks behind him, because the 12 bigs and the
this is going to get called off. While West is all in for 1.9 bigs, this is going to get called off, possibly by Yarbusto and GG Walker. Yarbusto might get out of the way. GG Walker's going to have to make the call here for 0.9 of a big.
Yep.
So 16 left. Top 12 are going to win the Vegas packages.
That's insane. Top 12.
Yeah. 144,000 in the this is the main satellite final. Okay. He's got to call this, surely. Yeah, he has to. Whatever he's got to call it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Even with 7 deuce, you've got to call it.
It's quite weak.
You've got to call it though. And he is drawing dead.
But I also don't mind the tactic of what he was doing there, basically using your time bank at this point in time, because you want the you want to play as few pots as possible, so you want to put the blinds up on other people.
Yeah.
So if you sit there, you've got a time bank, you waste all that time bank you can if you're enrolled in a hand.
Yeah. So shortest stack now is 4.5 bigs. So as King the Lion gets it all in with 5.8 bigs. But you look at that table, the biggest stack on that table is nine bigs. I mean, this is just a case of, this is the point where you just need to get a little bit lucky, or not get unlucky. Maybe that's the right way to look at it.
Case of just if you see a hand, you've got to clench and just get it in.
Kenny Hallett's all in on the other table, got the blinds to get through.
I'd imagine that's a pressure play more than anything else.
Yeah, from his position, there he is.
Well, one would assume Kenny will be super cool in this type of scenario. I mean, he's pretty experienced.
Yeah, I'd imagine. And nobody, I would say, no one's calling this off light here at all. You haven't got this far. You haven't got through, 110 other players to get to this point, and just decide you're going to dust off your last 4 bigs. Yeah. The reality is you need 4 people to bust, and it could well be you could actually get through here now, even with 5, 6 bigs. You could get through this by actually just not playing a hand. And really, I know we're 4 out from the money here, but this feels like this should be hand for hand by now at this point, really, with the size of stacks they've got, because you just would have to time bank here, Stu, wouldn't you? Pretty much.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, time banking every hand I can. It don't matter what I'm doing. If I'm shoving, I'm time banking. If I'm folding, I'm time banking, because you want to play as few hands as you possibly can. That's the whole. Because
it'll get to the point. Let's see what the structure's like on it. It's only 10-minute levels.
Oh, Jesus.
So if you end up getting to the point here with everyone time banking, you're ending up playing maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe 6 hands a level, maybe.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you're going to get crushed by the blinds.
Yeah, but that's the idea. Basically, if you're sat in late position now, you are time banking the living daylights out of it in the hope that people start busting when the blinds go.
We've got an all in on both tables again. It's people playing position. So Zugabubus is doing exactly that on table number 1. Got the blinds to get through. Johan's got a bit of a stack, but that's half his stack to dust off. So unless you're just not doing it, because Johan's in a good position here.
Yeah, I don't care what you've got. Yeah, I'm not calling that off with aces.
Yeah, and so back to playing naked, who was under the gun +1 with exactly the same 4.9 bigs shove, and gets that one through. You've just got to.
What are they shoving with in this type of scenario, Stu?
Probably like big pairs and ace king, maybe.
But I mean, obviously it's important to get it in first, right? But how?
Yeah. But Des,
can you afford to get it in first?
I was going to say, Des, I think the question is not what are they shoving with; it's what's anybody calling with. Because the point is if the reality of it is that nobody on this table is calling with anything other than aces, kings, Queen, are you calling off with jacks? Probably
No.
not, Stu.
No, God, no.
So if you're only calling off with aces, kings, queens, maybe ace king.
I'm not even sure about ace king, to be honest with you.
Maybe call. I'm not sure that I'm calling with ace king. So there's not very many hands that anyone's calling with, which means actually
You're getting through.
Yeah. And the reality of it is no one's going to take the risk of making the call just on the basis that
So what you're
The
saying there,
problem you've got
Leigh,
is you can't shove too early in the if you sat like in too early position, because then you've got
but it is position. You've got to balance it. It is position, and of course it depends what's happening now. Already, if we just go back to the other table, because Zugabubus has done exactly the same thing again. But look at the big blinds now, Des. When we were last on this table a minute ago, Johan had what is it 11? Joseph Chung had 13 bigs. All of a sudden they're down. They're now down into what in any other point in any other tournament you'd be going 7 bigs. Crikey,
I'm in.
So at this point in time, it's important to have you've got to have the lobby up and see where you sit in the lobby, and just see where you are relative to the other stacks, so you know when you need to start shoving your chips in, because you can be sat there and all of a sudden like say you lose.
Stu is
the bigs average is 5 now.
Stu, Simon Lawler's out there and he's saying I'm willing to bet 2 will go through with less than 1 big blind.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
So that one got through, and Joker 2000 just made the shove from the small blind, folded all the way around, and
and
it's lion king the lion. But I mean, Stu, are you even? But you're not even. If it's folded round to you in the small blind in this situation, you're just pressing the all in button, aren't you?
It depends on how many blinds I've got and how many blinds the person I'm shoving into's got and stuff. It's just like I'd rather shove it into a big stack than I would a small stack.
Because you think a small stack might just say, "All right, I've got to take my chances."
Because there's going to come a point where they have to get some chips in. So if you're shoving wide into them, there's a chance they can call you off slightly wider. Whereas a big stack's gonna be like, I can't afford to lose 4 bigs, so I'm just going to sit here and tank and fold. Whereas a small stack's going to be like, well, I'm outside those 12 seats anyway, so what have I got to lose? I've got to make chips.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
That's why you need to have a look at the lobby.
Let me see if I can bring up the leaderboard. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's not. It's the top 7, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's interesting. The top 3 there are those named pros that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tidy.
And on we go. So Locomatador is not quite gone all in. Has left 0.2 big blinds behind there. So has done a cheeky little minute a bit. So, but again, it doesn't really matter. It's once you've committed to the pot, isn't it? Is anybody going to actually play back?
These 2 here have got 3.6 blinds, and there's 1, 2, 3 people on the table who've got shorter stacks than them, and there's 4 seats left, so they can't call.
Yeah.
Satellites are an absolute mindfuck when you play them, honestly.
Oh, actually, I hadn't realised. I'm saying 10-minute levels. After level 11, it drops to 5-minute levels. These are 5-minute levels these guys are playing. There's 40 seconds left of this level.
Oh, shit.
I mean, this is basically going to turn into... There's no poker to play here.
Yeah, it's
there really is no... There's no poker to play. How crazy is this?
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Call that, my son.
It's 8. It's Jack 5. So Local Matador is exactly what you'd expect. Has got out. Still needs a jack. And that's not to be. So playing naked has got himself 6 bigs. I mean, what are you liking with the call with the 8s? Stu, are you thinking, well, they're all at it, so I'm just going to... No.
You've got pocket 8s. Even though you're not like a massive favourite.
Yeah, I don't like it. Now, here's an interesting one. Adverter.
2.8.
2.8. It's Joseph Chung in the small blind.
I think Chung might call this.
Got to be folds.
I think he might call it.
No, I think he's just going to time bank and let it go. He'll time bank and let it go.
You got to remember, you don't have to win the tournament. You've just got to not lose.
Yeah. But I guess
it's not up to you to knock out the next 3 people. It's up to you to not be knocked out in the next 3.
I'm thinking there's another variable in play here. If the blinds are going to go up again in whatever, they're just about to go up, right? Position, when you hit that big blind now becomes key, because some of these players.
Yeah, so you say Chung Khan there. He's about to be the button.
The issue you've
There's
got.
no way he's
Yeah,
calling it off.
The issue you've got for somebody on this table here, like Rap Styler, for example, right, with 2.7 bigs. Everybody else around Rap Styler has got a decent number of chips. Well, by the time this comes round, he's going to get.
It's be all in blood.
He's pretty much going to be down to about 0.4 of a big by the time the blinds next go through him, whereas everybody else can literally sit there and fold.
Yeah,
and let it go through him. So this table is got, because it's got a lot more chips on it. The other table, which has got an all in and it's been called, Wild West is all in for 2 bigs, and it's been called by Playing Naked, who had the 8s last time. Bond 72 is getting out of the way, so it's 10s this time for Playing Naked up against Ace 4 of Wild West. Ace 4 is at risk. It's going to need to be an ace or a heart or a queen. 30% chance.
It's not right.
It's not going to be. So that's another one bust.
It's just, again, 10s are the same as 8s.
Now, someone's going to get moved here now, aren't they? Yeah, because they're going to. We're about to go hand for hand, and somebody's going to get moved from this table, which has got Robert Hay all in, and we're going to go hand for hand. But the other table has now got 2 players on 2.2 bigs. So we've got 2 more players to go here, guys.
Yeah, which means this is all folds.
Tristan's in the chat saying in this small blind you must time bank out pre.
Yep.
So Simon Allen saying that, he watched one of these once when a kid ripped it all in literally every single hand as it had such a dominant stack. This is the problem with this one though, is there's nobody with a dominant stack here. The average stack, guys, is 4.5 bigs. We're 14 players remaining. The top 12 are going to get a 12k WSOP Road to Vegas package with GG. So main event buy-in plus hotel and some expenses, and GG Walker is all in for 1.5 bigs, which is gonna get called by your Busto for sure. I
mean, Don's is laughing here from the small blind. He's just like, yes, thank you, somebody.
Because the way this is looking now, how's this going to work? If Bonds got enough to fold here, and it hit King Lion, before it gets to Bonds.
No, didn't they just say it's on the bubble?
It said it's on the bubble. Yeah.
No, it's 14. So it's 14 left. So I think
definitely popped up bubble on the screen.
Yeah,
it's definitely paying. Well, it's definitely paying 12. So and there's 14 left. So
maybe there's a consolation prize.
Yeah, there could be like a bit of cash or something if it's over.
But there's definitely, because it hasn't hit the guarantee. So there's definitely 12 packages paid.
Here we go. Showtime.
Yeah. No, he's called it off as well. That's grim.
Bonds has called it off. Wow. Well, your Busto's got to just put the half. Your Busto's got to put the half a big in, isn't it?
Ace Queen, Ace Jack,
Ace 6.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
King 5's just, oh dear.
Oh, and the 5's hit. This could bust 2 of them. Oh, the 6. Bonds has hit the 6. Needs to be an 8 or a 9.
8 or a 9.
8 or a 9 for GG Walker. It's a 9.
Oh my God, above.
Oh, wow.
Bonds, what have you done?
Skill game. Bonds has bust in 14th place. So I think that's now down to 13, if I'm right.
What was the buy-in on this one? Carrie just asking out there, Leigh.
This was 1175. So this is the one, Carrie, this is the one that you were trying to qualify for earlier on. Yeah. So so we're down to 13 players. So this is the bubble now. Looking at the stacks, Rap Styler's gone all in on the other table. Now it might be with 1 to go. Is anyone going to call this off?
There's only one person on the table who can, but he shouldn't call it off because
GG Walker's gone all in on the other table, but there's 2.4 bigs, and so it's 2.4. So on the other table, there's a 2.4 bigs and a 2.8 bigs. What does Advia do here?
Fold. Just insta fold. Well, not insta fold, sorry, you time bank fold, but you fold either way,
Does Robert Hay ever go with this for 1.2 bigs to get it over with?
He's got a seat locked. He doesn't need to call to win.
Okay.
So you basically, all you do is you put yourself in a position where you are weaker than you were.
Yeah.
There's no point in calling if you're already locked a seat, which he pretty much.
He's called.
Okay.
He's called.
I know nothing about.
You were making a lot of sense, though, Stu. I have to
against
say.
ace-8.
Oh, this is
Needs
just
to avoid
ridiculous.
an ace or 8.
Or a king.
Or a king. There's lots to avoid now.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet Jesus! Look at this.
Oh, there it is.
King.
Oh,
King
Yeah,
chops
king gives it
it.
straight anyway. No, it doesn't. Straight. Ace high straight.
Oh, the ace high even. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah, we're
Broadway.
talking about, yeah. And that's going to be that then. There you go.
wow.
There you go. That's had a winner. I mean, just to give you an idea of that. So you've played, you might have worked your way up through the satellites. You've got into the $1,175 satellite tonight, 144,000 in the prize pool, 12 packages, and it comes down to that.
It's insane.
That is what you've got to avoid at the end of it all. They were playing, I think, on average of about 3 bigs, 3.5 bigs at the end there. That's what you have to get. You work your way through to win a package.
Tom Bacon is out there, Leigh. A suicide call with the ace-6. I think we all agree. Absolute nuts under the circumstances. And I think Paul nails it, Paul Haycock. Stu has read Dara's book, but nobody else has. I think it sort of came across a bit like that nobody's a freaking clue what's going on here. I mean, maybe they've all come in from $10.
Stu spent a lot of hours with James Leigh in his ear. That's
I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah,
wow.
That was fun.
There was stuff there that made my brain hurt. But yeah, it's great. It's good fun to watch, but just like strategy-wise for satellites, it just made my
But the point, Leigh's made the point there, right? If you're a rec player and you've come through 2 or 3 legs of satellites, you've told all your friends and family that you're going for the big one tonight. You've got the 1175 buy-in locked up. You're going to play it seriously. And the last 30 minutes is that. I might die actually. But
what I will say to you is I watched Chris Bean go through exactly the same thing in the $140 satellite that starts at 5:30 in the evening to get you into that one last week, which he qualified for, but it ended exactly the same as that. 3 or 4 bigs average. You literally were just time banking. It ran over the comp. So the way it works is the $15 comp, the $15 super comp sat is 3 o'clock, and that's got like 70 tickets into the 140, and then I think it's 40 seats from that one go into this one. So, but they all run the same thing. They all run to that kind of conclusion there, where you're all sitting out. And I don't know whether you could possibly structure a satellite that wouldn't actually run like that, because ultimately, when you've got that number of seats up for grabs, you're not going to risk it. As Stu said, if everybody followed exactly what Stu said, which is spot on, correct strategy, and if anyone that's read Dara's book will know exactly that's the advice on what to do. Very much is you've got to be very picky on what hands you'll actually play. It's inevitably going to end up like that. Yeah, it just has to.
Every satellite I've ever played has ended up where you get around the bubble, and you're going to be like that because it's just the nature of the beast. Because it starts tightening up because people don't want to get. It's weird because it tightens up when you get about 5 seats from the bubble, and then all of a sudden you get to the bubble and people just go, sod it, and start lobbing the chips in. It doesn't make any sense to me why you'd grind all the way down and then give yourself the worst chance you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
It's just absolutely crazy, but that will happen. And you know what, folks, you can do that again next Sunday if you want, because GG, I'll be running these every Sunday. I would guess right up until the main event starts on the I want to say the 3rd of July.
Yeah,
I think it's Monday the 3rd. Monday 3rd of July, I think it is the is when the first day when that's they will be running, I would guess, right up until that Sunday before, potentially to get into it if you want to. And lots of great ways. As I say, this one tonight, the other one, the $54 one, that's got 114 players left in it. Top 5 are going to win a package, but $54 buy-in. Carey played this earlier on. Carey played this earlier on. She satellited in for $6 to have a shot at this. Yeah, you've got to get through a field. Don't get me wrong. You've got 1,100 odd entries in this.
But what is the basic strategy for? So how many runners in that $54?
1,177 entered this one tonight. So
you've
you're
got
a
1,000
one
runners,
in
right?
you're a 1 in 220, 1 in 230 sort of chance of winning a package. So it's there's a lot you've got to beat. But hey, 5 people will.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But there, is there a strategy, or is it in a 1,000 runner satellite, or is it just a normal poker tournament up to the point that the shit hits the fan like that? So accumulate chips is the way to go.
It is just accumulate chips. I mean,
it's basically it's about putting yourself in the strongest position you can when you get down to 10 people left.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. Yeah. It's about trying to get there. If you're going to get to that spot, you want to get there with as many chips as you can. You don't want to be scraping in there with 2 bigs and then having to just punt your life away. You want to get there with a decent stack where you can be selective about your hands and time bank to put pressure on people.
I am just thinking. Tristan makes a point. Funny to watch when they knock it down to 5 minutes. It's like, well, so they that structure after about level 11 of $1,000.
That was brutal.
Satellite. They drop it to so after you've played sort of 2 hours worth of play, they drop it down, and I presume late red shuts. They then drop it down to 5-minute levels, which means that ended up at 9. So literally, you from late red shuts and an hour later, and the whole thing's over. It's stuck because it started at 7:30 tonight. So, I mean, there's room to give players a bit more play in that, isn't there? Surely for a 12K package, or am I being?
I think the strategy must be to reduce the skill factor as much as you can, so that you get many players playing many events.
No, but you say that about the skill factor, but it's a different set of skills. Then it's not about just like saying, have a million big blinds and go and play forever. Satellites are a different skill set to tournaments.
Interestingly, the $54 one, I'm just looking at the structure of it now, does exactly the same thing. It's 12-minute levels whilst late reg is open, and then it drops to 5-minute levels as soon as late reg shuts. Which means we will watch this go from 106 runners. At the moment, the chip leader's got like 100 bigs, but it will drop to.
Leigh, put up the chip leaders table if you can.
I am just on it now. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's see if we can get this up. There we go.
There you go.
There you go. Maybe let's just keep an eye as to how.
It's Rap Styler again. Isn't he the guy from the other team?
Yeah. It was indeed.
I mean, just
and he got his ticket. He got his ticket there. Takes a hell of a lot of pressure off him here, doesn't it?
It like satellites are a different. It's not like saying it's not about like giving people taking the skill out of the game. It's having a different skill set to move into.
Yeah,
when you're playing satellites, it's completely different to tournaments, and you can't approach it the same way.
Let's have a quick little look here at. So chip leader is Tails Kid. Let's see if what we can bring up on.
Yeah.
So Tails Kid's got 55,000 worth of tournament winnings. So
obviously knows what they're doing.
Going to be decent. And on the other table is the second person in chips, which is this. Okay, so here's a good explanation. So Vetfizz is second in chips, as you can see on the list there. So I'll bring over Vetfizz's $2,200.
Yeah.
This is big for them.
So say these $54 ones get a real mix of players.
Absolutely bound to.
I don't know who the Manti is. A Brit there. Let's have a look. Another 53,500 worth of winnings. I think mine will pretty much just show the APAT bounty tournament I took down on Friday night as my. I don't.
Brag.
That's just a brag. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, I had to try and save GG$25 by securing the bounty, but we have given it to second place finish, so that's all good. So
the rich get richer there,
guys. Look, what the hell is going on with Doug Polk and Charlie Carroll and Phil Galfond? What the hell is going on in poker? What is going on?
They've all become friends again now, haven't they?
Yeah,
have they?
Now, apparently.
Yeah, they've all. Doug's apologized and realized that maybe he didn't understand what Charlie had been through, and
there's a lot of secondary shade going on at the moment, I think, guys.
Oh, it's just
what the hell? God, he was so brilliant for us. TK, right? TK would have gone nuts with these guys with the way they're carried on, because while they probably believe what they're doing is great, and do you know what? It might be bringing new players into the game. Who knows? But it's exploding their own brands, of course. But it's terrible for the game. It just makes us all look to be a bunch of idiots.
I don't think it does, because I think you'll find that the most people that are paying any attention to this are already in the game and are already involved in poker. I don't think anybody outside of poker gives two hoots as to what these guys are talking about or not talking about.
But even for rec players, I mean, they're all over YouTube. If you type poker in somewhere as rec players.
But do you really pay? I don't pay much attention to it.
It's hard not to I don't think it's everywhere.
Is it? I don't really pay much attention to it. I genuinely just kind of ignore it.
It's just professionals doing things to get themselves attention, isn't it? I mean,
it's pathetic. It's what it is.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't see the needing it myself, but Doug Polk makes money out of giving opinions on things, whether they're misguided or not.
Sorry,
and people will watch.
He makes money out of that.
Yeah.
There's money to be made out of.
Because people watch
criticizing
YouTube
people.
videos and he gets paid.
But there is. That's what he does. That's what he does. He looks for an angle as what to do. I thought Berkey actually summed it up quite nicely when he said, "Well, yeah, it's not that I hate him or anything. It's just I would never work with him because we're too polar apart on our views on what work is and how you treat people." And Doug looks for an angle that how he can make money out of something and how he can make a spin on something and get more clicks, and that's a business thing, and that's what he's interested in. And as long as you know that's what he's interested in, you can take him as seriously or not as seriously as you want to. It's that simple as that, really.
Hold on, the issue as I see it, just based on what I've read, because I've not been close to any of this stuff before, is that this guy sits on a little hill. He's got a little fiefdom with lots of little sort of workarounds around him and what have you. And, people are sort of, afraid out there in Twitter land that he might point the golden finger at them and say, oh, that person, is a knob or something, I don't know. And, then all of the sort of negativity sort of boils against them. I mean, that's, it was described as a form of bullying. It's just not good. It's not good to see in the game in any way, shape or form.
But you see it in society, though.
You do.
It's all over the place in society.
It's the same, and it's the same in every sphere of social media. There's always somebody there trying to make a name out of belittling other people. It doesn't matter which kind of sport you're looking at. There'll be people in football do it, people in politics do it, people in cricket do it. It's like there's always going to be that person there because social media attracts people, and they're basically and people want to see people getting belittled and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's shameful.
Question from Simon is: if Rapstyler wins here, does he get 12k? No, he doesn't. I think
10,000.
I think it's 10 or 10. Is it 10.5? I think. Yeah. So that's what GC said. If you win a second package, they basically hold back the kind of the some expenses or something from it, and will basically give you 10.5. So once you've won one package, then anything in future on top is only it's 10,500 in tournament dollars. I think they pay it out in.
As it happens, he wins sod all here because he's just been knocked out.
Yeah, but in principle, there was a guy the other last Sunday that from Austria. I can't remember his username, but he clearly is a pro on GG, and he entered the $888 buy-in, won, and eventually won that late regging. I happened to be watching it to see kind of what was going. There's hardly anyone running in it, but he won it in the end. And all he got was the tournament odds because he'd already won one, and then he entered another one and got to the final of that, but it didn't hit the numbers, so he only getting paid. He got paid out like $1,200 because it got, I think, the $600 entry only got 2 runners, so they basically didn't guarantee the seats. So, which is something we've picked up. We should talk about it, Des. Actually, it's something which was picked up in some of the UK COAP satellites this week, and it is a GG T's and C's rules. There's nothing dodgy about it at all because we're not guaranteeing seats in the satellites that we run each night. There is a seat there, but basically how it works is if there's not enough runners for the tournament to start on GG, but there are people that have entered. They will pause starting the tournament for 10 minutes to see if anybody else wants to turn up. So those that want to play it have got a chance of others turning up and the tournament kicking off. That's great. Yeah, I think that's a really good thing, actually. If there's some people already in there, let's see if we can drum up a few more, get the tournament going. That's good for everybody. If they've got a seat that they put on, but it doesn't, it goes to effectively in the money before late reg is finished, they will pause the tournament for 10 minutes to see if anybody else buys in. If they don't buy in, then basically the prize pool will get paid out rather than that ticket that they were working. So it's not guaranteeing the ticket. It's you're playing for a ticket, but if there aren't enough runners to get to the value of that ticket before late registration and you've hit one person left, then they'll pause the clock for 10 minutes, see if anybody else comes in. If not, they'll pay out the prize pool.
And is the language clear on it, Leigh?
Yeah, it's really clear. It's standard across GG. They do, so you'll see it on any of the satellites that they run. I actually think it's a good way of doing it because it gives you the chance of playing for the tickets that you want to play for. You're not playing for overlay necessarily. Certainly not with APAT. You're not playing for overlay. You're playing because you want to actually qualify and win a ticket. So the one the other night that ran that got paused. It ended up getting a ticket plus $60 for second and a little bit for third as well. So it got there in the end. And I think actually Rich Baker won the ticket for that one in the end the other night. But to me, it's the right way to do it. We just want to get people in, as many people as we can, into the live events as for kind of the cheap buy-ins that want to do it. But ultimately, with APAT satellites particularly, it's up to the players. It's up to you guys, the community. We've put the satellites on, so if you want to play them, and they're being pretty well supported. But what GG do is just a little bit different to maybe what other sites have done in the past. So it's worth making sure everybody is fully aware of that. Say there's nothing dodgy going on at all. It's just they try and actually say, well, pause it to make sure give people a chance to play.
Just from my experience, the problem with that is that a lot of people are very entitled and will moan about it because they think they're entitled to their guaranteed events. And it's like, just behave and play the poker tournament. If it's supported enough, then if you want these things to run, then support them. That's all. That's what it boils down.
There's a few good things, Stu, that GG do. One other one which you may not be aware of because we don't see it running on APAT necessarily, but it's they do it on a lot of their bigger stuff that runs every week. Is if you register for the tournament on time, you get bubble protection.
Oh, nice.
So you'll have seen we announced bubble protection for the APAT day ones for the UK event. So basically, if you've bought in or qualified via GGPoker, whether that's through a satellite or just bought direct in, you will be available for bubble protection. So whichever day one you play, if you bubble that tournament, so you are the final person to bubble before the end of day one, you'll get your £120 back into your GGPoker account. Now they also do that for a lot of their big weekly comps online. Yeah. But the condition is, if you want to be part of bubble protection, you have to buy in before the tournament starts.
Stop late regging.
Yeah. Because everybody now thinks it's late reg is max late reg. That's the way to. And to be honest, in satellites, Dara's got a little bit to answer for some of that. Yeah. To be honest, when he can prove that he can do that and win a 12 grand package in 20 odd minutes on GG, okay, it doesn't help the situation. But ultimately, that's where we're at now. Oh, how long's late reg? I'm going to max late reg it. Well, gone are the days where everybody rocks up at the beginning of a tournament and is sat there playing anymore. It's what's one of the number one question we get asked now with live events is do my chips go into play from the start, or is it when I turn up?
Do you know what you should do? Just start putting people's bloody chips in play from the start.
Well, do you know, funnily enough, Tom and I had this conversation because there's nothing worse than starting a tournament when you've got maybe, because we all obviously have alternates quite a lot, so we have a waiting list as well. And you've got people on a waiting list and they look up at the tournament and there's empty seats because they're people that have already bought in who haven't yet got the
some people are too cool to turn up on time and play.
Well, let's stress it. Let's address it, Leigh.
No, Tom and I are in discussions. We're currently talking to Dust Till Dawn about it to what we actually think is best. And if that's if you
that's always been someone who's like been there probably at the bar before tournament start. It's always one of my bugbears when you get people who just come strolling in like the Dickie Rock type thing, halfway through the tournament and sit down. It's like, what are you doing? Where have you been? You've been sat in your hotel room watching Holmes Under the Hammer or something.
I wonder where he was going for a minute with that, to be honest.
So did I won't lie. Yeah. I got halfway through it and had to reassess my path very
we ended up at Holmes Under the Hammer. That could have been a whole lot worse.
That's nothing, Leigh. Dickie Rock is as an 85-year-old Irish cabaret singer. I wondered where we were going to with that.
Oh, by the way, while we're talking about like GGPoker and stuff, I think we need to just need to reassess, revisit Dave Amos's situation earlier in the week, where he got
that was
paid out the rest of the people in the tournament.
Very nice. Yeah. But that's like that's just top bombing, right?
Absolutely. Now that's a little glitch. We've worked out exactly what it is. Actually, mostly thanks to Dave's efforts to work it out. So we know that it's a little glitch. We're paying 15% of the field, but for some reason, when it's less than 18 runners, it fixes at first place only. GG are on it, looking to fix it, and then and what Dave decided to do. To make sure he got the money back to second and third was say, because both second and third I said, no, don't worry about it. And he said, no, I'm gonna sort that out. So yeah,
it's not often that Dave managed to look box his way to a tournament win. So
I actually screenshotted that and popped it into the guys at GG to say, if you ever wanted something that just epitomised APAT and the community and what we're all about, just have a look at that. And they genuinely were wow. That's pretty good. It's fair play to him, Mr. Amos. Very nice. Very good indeed.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed. Right, whilst we're still chatting away and stuff, I'm gonna pop up a bit of footy trivia for the night for those that want it.
Here we go.
So here we go then. Question number 1. Who is the only English player to play in the English Premier League under the same manager at 3 different clubs?
Oh God, I hate these things.
That's what we're after. So the only English player to play in the English Premier League under the same manager at 3 different clubs.
It's not Mason Mount, is it?
Well, Mason Mount's a very good shout, but it's not. No, it's not Mason Mount.
Is it tied to Lampard though? No,
is it tied? Is the player tied to Lampard?
Well, is Lampard the manager?
Lampard is not the manager. I thought this was quite well known. So
is it different clubs or one club?
The clues in the question.
3 different clubs.
I forgot what the question was, to be honest with you.
That's why we put it on. That's why we put it on the screen as well. So it's
don't take your lead from me, Stu. Never take your lead from me.
So Simon Lawler's asking, is Moyes the boss? No, Moyes isn't the boss.
Hodgson is the boss.
Hodgson is not the boss.
Oh,
no.
Fucking hell. Really?
Sam Allardyce.
We're just going through the bad smell.
Sam Allardyce is a boss, but it's not. And anyway, we're not after the boss. We're after the player.
The boss is like the mafia gang lord. He's at the top of the tree. You find him, you then work your way down.
Oh, dear. I can't believe you've not got the boss yet, because the boss is fairly obvious, I thought.
Mourinho.
No.
It's clearly not very obviously. Just pointing this out.
Okay, so on the basis I did also mention that these were kind of a little bit Des Duffy related. This player played for Liverpool.
Well, I mean, we've had a few players over the years, Leigh. Play for 3 different clubs.
However, Liverpool is not one of the 3 different clubs.
Oh, for Christ's
sake!
Because I was going to say Rodgers.
So he played for Liverpool, but they're not one of the 3 clubs. So he's played for Liverpool, and he's played for 3 other clubs, all with the same manager.
Emil Heskey.
Come on, who? Oh, come on, who was the manager that kept always signing the same players wherever he went? Pierce in the chat, no. Ian Wright in the chat, no.
Oh man,
Wow, I genuinely, I thought I'll throw this one in because I thought this is an easy one. This is just, this is going to be
complete. I've got a complete blank on it, Lee. I can't even identify a Liverpool player that's played for.
Andy Carroll is a great shout because you're in the right playing position.
It's not Heskey.
No, it's not Heskey.
Torres?
No, not Torres.
It's not Michael Owen.
You're working your way through Liverpool strikers now.
Yeah,
he's one that you might have,
with an answer.
He's one that you might have forgotten. Oh no, see now, Tom Clark says Defoe. Now that is the closest guess so far with Defoe.
Bent. No, he didn't play for Liverpool.
Pennant.
No. Andy Coles, no. Tom Clark says under Harry Redknapp. Oh, he's getting very, very close because it is under Harry Redknapp. So who's played Peter Crouch? There we go.
I would have got Crouchy in a year of guesses.
Crouchy. So played for Southampton, Portsmouth, and
Spurs.
And Spurs, yeah.
Harry Redknapp, yeah.
So there you go. So there's my first Duffy-related football of the night.
Thank you, Tom Clark, for releasing us from that one.
Here we go. Second one then. Second one up. Here we go. We want to know. Name the first player to score a Premier League hat-trick for Liverpool.
Oh, who cares? Liverpool.
Robbie Fowler?
No. He's a winger.
Steve McManaman.
No.
Des, over to you. Come on.
Because I'm assuming we're talking probably season one of Premier League.
Early 90s would have to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I've no idea. I mean, I can barely remember what I ate this morning. I mean, do you know what I mean? I mean,
come on.
A Liverpool winger in the early 90s.
Yeah.
John Barnes.
Simon Lawler's guessed his own goal, which is brilliant.
Yeah, was it Wesley Fofana?
yeah, he only got two, didn't he? I think. Yeah. No, it's not John Barnes. It's not Dirk Kuyt. Says Tristan. Dirk Kuyt. Oh, that's
a bit early. I think. Bit early.
Yeah, got to have been.
Oh, this is brutal. I don't know. It's like to be like.
Do you know club he also played for?
Yeah.
It's not going to help me, but it might help Des.
Oh, I think Des will get it straight away if I tell you another club he played for. I'm pretty sure he also played for Aston Villa.
Steve Staunton was a left back. He played for Villa as well.
And he also played in Scotland, I think, at one point.
I haven't.
He may have. I think he may have been. The connection to Liverpool might be through Souness, quite possibly. No.
Well,
am I going to put you out your misery before? Because I mean, Tom Clark normally would, but he's not there yet. So with it,
Simon said Collymore.
No, it's not Collymore. I'll put you out your misery. It was Mark Walters.
Oh, okay, yeah. He used to play for Rangers, right?
Yeah, he used to play for Rangers.
The problem I have with that type of question is that there's such a smorgasbord of players. I can't generationalize them. I can't say who was in a 92 Liverpool team versus I can generationalize them against the late 80s teams, right? There was a classic team, but we were shit for so many years that everything's just sponged in together. No, I wouldn't have got Mark Walters.
So Simon says Walters. I may have Googled. Simon Law says who? Tom Clark is.
I'm surprised Google got it.
Tom Clark is basically beating himself up at the moment. That how did he not get that?
Well, that's fair enough.
Because obviously, the Rangers link, so he should have got that right. And the final one of the night, we're going all Ireland on you. So, who's the only Republic of Ireland player to score at both the European Championships and the World Cup? Oh, he's straight in there. He's straight in there.
Both against England.
Doesn't even need to give
England and Italy in New York.
Give anybody a chance at that one. You are spot on.
Sorry.
Ray Houghton is is correct. There you go. So you knew when we went Ireland, your real true love.
Well, to be honest, there weren't great periods there. It was very easy to generationalize that team.
Yeah, no, it's Mark Walters was a pretty decent player actually. He had a very good record at Rangers, that's for sure. Yeah.
He was
a lot of people had good records at Rangers and not had a good record elsewhere, haven't they?
But he was very good at Villa. I mean, he was well respected.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Talking about this satellite, I said to you we were at 100 and something odd players. It's now down to 54. That's how quickly this is gonna.
It's biting.
This is going to fly. Average stack is now 14.5 bigs, and I say with these 5-minute blind levels. I mean, at what point do you think they're going to start really time banking on this, Stu? 5 packages up for grabs.
Well, not for a long while yet. 5 packages, probably about 15 people.
Are you sitting there for? So I mean, just looking at some of these stacks here now. As Luby Hazard is all in with 6.7 bigs there. Still not calling off with anything too light here, are you?
Depends where you're sat on the table, because I'd probably try and force the blinds up on get plunted.
Was cash out on the other one as well? Did cash out? Was cash out on the other satellite we were watching?
Well, we wondered, was there a 13th prize, because Bubble was mentioned on 14, but I didn't see anything.
No. Cash out is a player name.
Sorry.
Yeah, who I just thought.
I don't recall seeing him on the other one, but
I don't know. Maybe I was. Actually, is it still? It might still be there. Let me see. Oh no, it's gone.
I have to say, my mind has been slightly worked on with Trapper Tone, which if you narrow your eyes slightly, looks like Trippier Tony.
Yeah,
and it is a bronze, and frankly, ooh.
Oh, Red Panda is quite happy to see that 4th club.
It's a shock, isn't it?
Yeah, on the river. Who'd have thought it? Hey, Stu. Yeah.
Never seen it before.
No, occasionally it can happen. Apparently,
One person.
Occasionally the flush draw gets there on the river. Don't
start that train, guys. Don't start it, please.
Occasionally it can happen. Yeah, absolutely.
Show me the harmonica, Leigh. I want to see whether he's got any winnings of note. He's one of our boys.
Let's have a look. $714.
Smashing it. Absolutely smashing it.
And 12 big blinds and a dream, Des. 12 big blinds and a dream.
How is that a split pot?
Oh, these things happen. Yeah, these things happen. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've just got a fantastic message. This is what happens when you talk about Chris Bean. I messaged him earlier on to say we need to get Chris back on the show before he heads over to Vegas, and he's just messaged me to say happy to come on. He's free any Sunday in May. So
lovely.
We'll get Chris Bean on before he heads back over to Vegas for the.
He's like Beetlejuice, isn't he? He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times and he appears.
Yeah.
Leigh, in addition to Chris Bean, right? Let's give Dara, reach out to Dara and say, bring a few books. We'll give a couple away. We'll promote the book, but let's get his views as to how you play these tourneys.
What does he know? What does he know? Honestly,
well, he's wrote a few books. He'll come in a monk's robe, and it will be we'll get him to sing again. It'll be incredible.
Yeah. He'll be a damn sight more polite about the satellite play than I am.
Well, your theory was perfect, Stu. Absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. But I mean, the question around, which was a very interesting question, at what point is this going to bite? At what point are players going to time bank? I'm guessing if you've wrote a few books on this type of subject, you probably have an answer.
What I'd say to that is, basically for me, it depends on when the blinds are going up and what the stack sizes are behind you. So if you've got like a stack on like 3 bigs behind you and there's 20 seconds left on the clock, you just time bank to put them all in next time.
Oh dear. Can we just talk about the elephant in the room, or as Danny Stranger's calling it, Stu's microphone?
Let's not. Because
he's made,
though, isn't it? It's big.
He's made a couple of comments about it now, and wants to know. No, is it a pre-agreed rule that nobody's allowed to talk about Stu's microphone?
Oh, look at the state of that.
Microphone? I don't understand.
So Tristan says he thought he saw cash out I thought cash out was in the other satellite as well, and I think might have got a seat, quite possibly. So Simon says I think you only time bank on the final table if it's only 5 seats. I don't know. I think you're probably going to time back a bit further, because if it's an 8-handed final table, I think you're going to probably be looking to time bank a bit further out. I think whilst it is what it is now, you're still trying to build a bit of a stack. But we got 44 players left. Average stack is because average stack is only 13 big. So even if you're sat on 5 or 6 at the moment, you're not in a worse shout in the world, are you? Really, for just sitting tight and just waiting for some premium.
Or
you could get it all in with 10-4 of diamonds against 10-3 of spades, and chop it. There's that option. There's that tactical option as well, Stu, isn't it? Yeah.
it's one way to do things.
But that player there, so Get Plunted, has got one of these little. I don't know, you can see it there. It's got a
right.
little frame thing around it. So I'm assuming that means they've won something or are a good player.
It's like a little tiara. Holy shitballs.
831,000 worth of dollars. So
wow.
Yeah,
they've won something big.
Yeah. So clearly,
call it off with 10-4.
Yeah. Well, that's what winners do.
If you've got $1 million behind, Stu, c'est la vie, right? C'est la vie.
Yeah. Fuck it, why not? Sorry, language.
C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Guys,
just
returning ever so gently to the football. Pretty tough weekend for United and Newcastle. Getting a little bit nervy, Leigh, or reasonably confident with the run-in for United?
Oh, we're not getting top 4. No chance.
Excuse me?
It's just not happening.
Oh, thank God.
not the form we're on. I don't see you guys dropping any points between now and the end of the season, to be honest.
Oh, we're not playing that well. I know we're getting results, but we're not playing that well.
But you're getting results. And I don't see us getting enough points the way we're playing at the moment. I do not see us getting enough points.
How many games in hand have United got on Liverpool?
Well, they've got one now, and you're a point ahead.
A point ahead with one game. The problem for us is the games we've got left to play. I just don't see where we're picking up many points, and I don't see you dropping any between now and the end of the season.
You've got Fulham and Chelsea.
Problems. Yeah, but there's the problem. So Chelsea are going to come to Old Trafford with nothing to play for. We've got to win the game. They're going to come.
That's generally a good thing. Normally, teams coming with nothing to play for.
I don't think it is.
Chelsea are awful.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is, because the way we're playing at the moment, we are literally running on empty as a squad.
Yeah. You're tired. I get that.
We are tripping over the line. We're like it's like a 100-meter sprint. We've got to 90 meters, and all of a sudden the legs have gone, and we're now
You've ducked too soon. Your nose is on the tarmac.
And if we're not careful, we might find out that we actually face plant a meter before the line, and Liverpool just scoot past us. There is a strong possibility that might well happen.
I love the visual.
I don't think Brighton are an issue, because I think Brighton have got to play Arsenal and they've got to play Man City. I think they won't get enough points to get there. I think I see you can get 81. No, is it 81? Is it 71? No, it's not that many.
We're still 71. In the one match at a time.
But I look at our games. Even if it went to last game of the season, right? And you think, oh, it's Fulham at home.
Yeah, Fulham not bad. They played well against Liverpool.
Yeah, but not bad. They feel like they were cheated in the FA Cup this year against us. Yeah, even though they self-imploded, but they feel they've got a point to prove, and they did play well. They would quite happily come to Old Trafford last day of the season with a point to prove, with Mitrovic back, because he'll be back from his suspension, and look to cause us trouble. I really struggle to see how we are going to get across the line.
I thought Newcastle played well for periods of today. They've obviously played well in recent games, but actually they've got a challenging little run in. There are a few matches there that you would say,
possibly.
You're going to need to stay on.
We were awful. We were awful today. As good as West Ham were, Declan Rice was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding today. But if you're going to
Antonio was excellent as well, right?
If you're going to gift West Ham a goal, and to be fair, we've gifted West Ham a goal. The Brighton game, the handball in added on time was just ridiculous. We gifted Sevilla 4 of their 5 goals in the Europa League. Just absolute nonsense, own goals and back passes and all sorts of ridiculous stuff whatsoever. I think it's I really do think it's going to be a real struggle for us, because looking at the players, we didn't deserve anything out of the Brighton game. Brighton were by far the better side, and to be honest, if we'd have nicked a point against Brighton, it would have been an absolute result. Second half against Tottenham, we were absolutely atrocious. Brighton semi-final, to be honest, we were lucky to get through that. We didn't deserve to win that game. West Ham today, we were awful. Somehow we managed to get a win against. Imagine if we hadn't got the win against Villa.
Yeah.
No, you'd now be in fourth place, with a game in hand, and us now chasing you. That Villa win, it was so. And again, we literally stumbled across the line with that because Villa could easily have nicked it late on and got a draw out of that. But that's just where we're at. The players today looked exhausted, didn't want to be there. There was no pace to them. There was no drive, no interest. Martial came on and just was embarrassing. It just didn't seem interested. They don't look like a team again. I don't know what's gone on, but ever since Casemiro picked up his second suspension and was out for a chunk of time, the wheels have started falling off. The two centre-backs have then got injured for the rest of the season. You won't see either of those back for the rest of the season, which is unfortunate. And then we're then dragging players across. And I don't know why we just don't stick Maguire back there and play Shaw on the left. And he's playing Shaw as this centre-back solution. It's not ideal, but the wheels have just come off. And if we manage to stagger across the line, brilliant. But if you ask me now who will represent the English league better in the Champions League next season, it wouldn't be us.
Can I have a go at it?
Yeah.
Right. So, as someone who's impartial on the subject, because I hate Man United and Liverpool equally. So, Liverpool have basically won by a goal in the last 5 games against such massive footballing giants as Nottingham Forest and West Ham, who have been playing garbage, and Spurs, who have been turd, and Fulham, who haven't got a striker, and Brentford, who are playing for nothing, yeah?
And Leeds, who we smashed 6 past. Carry on.
No, but I was talking your last 5 games, Des.
I agree. Hey, I agree with you. I mean, I think I'm coming from the same place.
So, Man United play a Wolves team who have literally nothing to play for and can't score goals in their next game at home. You're telling me that's not going to be 3 points?
No.
Of course, it's 3 points. Stop being so pessimistic.
But no.
We're not scoring goals. This is the problem. Wolves are a good defensive side, right? We're not scoring goals. The goals have completely dried up. There is nobody that you think has actually got a goal in them at the moment at United.
Wolves have conceded 50 goals in 35 games.
But Stu, we're not scoring. We're not creating chances. Literally, teams will come to Old Trafford and we're going to go right. And it's like today, West Ham. We gave them a goal.
Shouldn't have sold Ronaldo. Can you get Ronaldo back from his loan in Saudi Arabia?
And then West Ham brilliantly defended. And whenever we got the ball, we didn't break on them with any speed, any whatsoever. So basically, they got men behind the ball, really well organised, well drilled. Moyes is very good at that, and West Ham are very good at. And we didn't have a clue how to break him down. Anthony got really angry when he went off 20 minutes into the second half. I don't think he kicked the ball in the second half. He was looking okay in the first half, but it just completely, it's like he wasn't on the pitch.
But you look at Liverpool's fixtures, right? They've got Leicester, who are actually unbeaten in 3, yeah, and who are fighting for their lives. Got Leicester away from home. When Liverpool aren't exactly the best defensively, are they, at the minute? Let's be honest.
No. Agree.
And Leicester are going to be there scrapping for their lives. I think that could be a draw.
But I think Liverpool. Listen,
Villa.
No, I think Liverpool. I think
Liverpool have struggled.
Liverpool are on a. It's momentum this time in the season. You're seeing it with the top 2, right? You look at Man City, it's win. With Liverpool at the moment, it's win. How they're doing it because that's what it is. You get into that mentality of winning games.
Against Spurs, I'm pretty sure we could call together 11 players from APAT and go and beat Spurs at the minute. They're awful. Then you've got Fulham, who haven't got a striker or a manager because they're all banned forever, aren't they? I mean, like Brentford have got nothing to play for. I don't mean to downplay the fact that they've won 6 on the bounce, but
Liverpool have the point that you're missing. The point that you're missing is that over the last 18 months, these are the teams that Liverpool have struggled against. They've struggled against teams that you'd normally expect them to smash. Forest, Brentford, you name it, right? They've struggled against the teams that are struggling, right? Because of the low block, 9 men back, Liverpool can't get through them, lack of creativity, they're tired and they're thinking, and they get hit on the break. We've seen that 1,000 times. So Leigh is right in saying we're getting results against those teams at the moment. Frankly, I look forward to the Leicester game because you know Leicester are going to attack you at points in the game, and that will give us an opportunity to counter them.
If I was a Liverpool fan, I would be petrified of teams attacking us because your defense is absolute garbage.
Yeah, but
But
I'll
even
go
if,
for that though.
But
We'll
the point
outscore
is
them.
though, Stu. So if you say Liverpool, okay, let's say Liverpool win 2 and draw 1 of the remaining 3. Yeah. So that's
I don't think that's stuck on because Villa aren't an easy game.
That's going to put them on. That's going to put them on 69 points, which means United need to find 7 points from their last 4 games. Now they've got 3 home. They've got 3 home games. Don't get me wrong. They've got 3 home games, but they still need to find 7 points from those.
You'll do that before you play. My God, if you, are easy going to get
I think we'll be playing Fulham on the last game of the season, needing to do something.
Nope. 3 points against Wolves.
You think they'll be over before then?
Yeah, Man United will beat Wolves like 1-0 in one of the worst games the world's ever seen. Yeah, they'll probably draw with Bournemouth like 2.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we don't beat Wolves, if we don't beat Wolves, then it's not necessarily it's even going to be in our hands. I don't think. Or will it still be? So
technically we're 4 behind you.
Yeah. Technically, yeah. So, but the point is,
the pressure will be on you.
The pressure is massively on us. Yeah. Chelsea can turn up. I mean, they beat Bournemouth 3. Well, they finally find a way of scoring some goals.
They've won 1 game in like the last 7 years or something.
Yeah, but Stu, people turn up at Old Trafford. It's Man United. They find a performance. And we're a side at the moment that don't look like we've got any confidence in ourselves.
Whilst I realise that Chelsea beat Bournemouth, it's still Chelsea who don't give a singular shit about what's going on at their club at the minute. The players don't care, and they'll tell me, look, get the bellies tickled. Yeah,
maybe.
And then you got Fulham last game of the season, which is a win because Fulham have got literally nothing to play for. I'll be amazed if Man United don't come in the top 4. Amazed.
Well, interestingly, I looked at the odds before the game today, and I think Liverpool were like 3-1 to be top 4, which I thought was actually pretty well worth a shot. That's been halved. That's been halved now.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm with Stuart here. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they can win the last 2 games, but I'd be amazed if United didn't get the required points. Ironically, even though they're playing far better than United, it's Newcastle that I'm looking at and thinking the wheels could come off there simply because they seem to have a slightly tougher run in, and I think you could get a hell of a lot of nervous Toon fans if they slip up again. If they drop
I genuinely think Liverpool with momentum at the moment will win the remaining games, and then I think one of Newcastle and Man U will.
I don't think we can call Newcastle against losing 2-0 to Arsenal a slip up.
No, it's not a slip up.
No, it's not. But
it's 3 points gone in any event.
Points. It's just dropping points.
I thought they actually played quite well.
Who've Newcastle got their last games?
So they've got they're away to Leeds. They've got Brighton.
So they play Brighton, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Both tricky
Brighton
games.
And Leicester and Chelsea. Yeah.
So weirdly, Chelsea could easily have a say in how the top 4 finishes. Just won't be involved in them. But yeah. And we very quickly rattled this down to 21 runners left now in this satellite, by the way, that we're watching. I don't know whether we're going to, because it's now 11:20, whether we'll see this come to a conclusion. But this again, it's a good example of this. One started at 7:00 tonight, guys. So you've had about 4 hours. It's about 4 hours, 20 minutes play with 21 players left at 5-minute blind. This isn't going to go on past midnight. I wouldn't have thought. I think 40 minutes. I'll see this come to a conclusion, I would have thought, with top 5 picking up a package. So
I would agree. Well, listen, guys, why don't we start pulling this thing in, putting it to bed, as it were? Do we have anything else that we want to cover off before?
Well, I should just talk about. So a couple of things that people picked up on. Somebody asked a question earlier on, might have been Simon, Are we looking to stagger the buy-ins for the daily games? We're going to have a look. We might well drop one of them down to a $5. We might drop them both down to a $5. We're having a look to see what's going to be the right thing to do. We'll make a decision on that before we start the leaderboards and let you know what's going on. But they're going to run again this week. So we'll, just again, so we can just make sure that they're all running smoothly and GG are happy with what we've got up and running. But don't forget, guys, as of tomorrow, the Daily Satellite is back for the UK COAP. So if you want to win your £120 seat into either the online day one, which is on Monday, the 15th of May, or any of the 4 live day ones, which run from the Thursday, the 18th. So there's one on Thursday, the 18th, one on Friday, the 19th, and then 2 on Saturday, the 20th. So you've got 4 chances at dusk till dawn. You can win your £120 seat via GGPoker. There is a £5 feeder at 6:15 every day. And that you can win £20 tickets in that. And then you can use those £20 tickets to play the 8 o'clock satellite, which has got a £120 ticket up for grabs in that one as well. More of you that play it, more tickets we can dish out. You can use it for the online day one, or you can use it to buy in a holding tank. And don't forget, if you buy in via GG, you also get the bubble protection as well. For any of the day ones that you play. So they're going to offer bubble protection across all 5 day ones. So if you've bought in via GG, then you'll get that bubble protection. So it is well worth buying in that way into the holding tanks. You can buy into multiple holding tanks as well if you want to. So if you want to have a shot at the online day one and also buy into one of the live ones, or you want to buy into a couple of the live ones because you're fairly confident you're not gonna sort out your kind of your first go at it. But if you do need to refund on that, you'll be able to do that through the DTD cash desk. So if you've bought into 2 holding tanks on GG, the money will get sent to Dusk Till Dawn, and all you'll need to do then is, if you don't need the second one, is go and see the cash desk and they will sort that out for you. So again, nothing to stop you therefore from going for multiple tickets and looking to play the online one. And of course it's daily freeze outs with our main events. So it's a freeze out each day, but you can enter multiple flights if you want to. If you've already got a day 2 stack and you decide to enter another day 1, that day 2 stack will get forfeited. You cannot start the day 2 with more than 1 live stack. So, and we only pay out live stacks on day 2. So there's not multiple payouts on it as well. So your choice entirely.
Superb. And it is going to be a smashing few days up at Nottingham. So one way or another, do get involved. Right. Well, Stu, thank you for your time this evening and your good tips on how to play these satellites. I just thought that was really interesting, just to watch that up close for a change. Really interesting.
There's one thing I should say, because although we have blasted it everywhere, so hopefully everybody is aware of it, but just in case anyone's watching this and isn't aware, its main event buy-in on GG is available, but all the other tournaments, we've got 8 tournaments altogether going on at Dusk Till Dawn across that week from the Wednesday to the Sunday. They're all now open via Lux on Pay or the DTD cash desk. So if you want to get in advance for any of those, because they're all capped, so things like the horse and the triple stud and the peel, they're gonna be very, very popular.
Can we just take a second to appreciate that hand that's just happened?
I didn't see it, so you have to explain it.
There's like basically the bar was when a pocket 10s and the against King Jack, I think it was, and the bar out with a Jack and a King and a 9 on it, and then the river just peels back and shows the Queen.
There you go.
Interrupt.
The river does the business again, Des. That's all we're going to say. So yeah, so Lux on Pay. Yeah, so Lux on Pay and DTD cash desk, all events are open now if you want to buy in via those. And if it's main event, I'd recommend buying in via GG if you're playing the main event, because take the bubble protection. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Absolutely right. Okay, brilliant. Guys, have a great week, the week ahead. Leigh and I will be back on Sunday night. And thanks again to Stu for his time tonight. Have a great week, guys.
Enjoy the last 35 minutes of your birthday, Des. Have a good one.
That's exactly what I'm going to do now. See you later, guys. Ciao, ciao.